What up, my tubers? Some more Arena Cube here on Magic Arena. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we will jump into our pick one, pack one. All right, let me see here. Got all that good. Okay. Best cards. We have Adeline, very good aggro white card. Same thing with the War Boss, just red. And then we have like a Languish. We did mono red last time, so let's change things up this time. Maybe go a little more control-y. I mentioned in the last video that aggro seems to be the way to go, or at least good creature-based decks. But let's see if we can get a good control-y deck. Perhaps I think Languish is one of the better cards for that type of deck. Remember, there aren't that many Wrath effects in the format. Languish is one of the better ones. You have like the true Wrath effects of what, Day of Judgment and the Realm Cloak Giant, and then you have some other damage-based effects. But let's go with the Languish here. See if we can do. Ooh, well, this is definitely my type of pack. We have Brawl's Expertise, Discover the Formula, Field of the Dead, Elspeth's Nightmare. I really want to take Elspeth's Nightmare, but I'm, of course, going to just take this stupid Discover the Formula. Card is obviously amazingly powerful. It's just, it's very slow. More often than not, at least in the drafts I've done of this updated Arena Cube so far, I've died more frequently with this in my hand than not. If it's in my deck, that is to say. Yeah, just because it's so slow and it is very dirtily, but it is a fun card. So we'll take the Discover. Maybe we end up wheeling Field of the Dead if we're lucky. I can't imagine we wheel Nightmare. Possible Wheel of the Brawl's Expertise, also a thing, but we will go with the Discover. Oh, there's Golos too. Dang it. Now I really wish I had taken Field of the Dead instead, but I'm obviously not going to pass Discover. Kolaghan's Command, also very, very good. Let's go ahead and take the Golos. You'll note in this format, though, there aren't that many big spells, which makes Golos worse. There's no huge over-the-top cards for the most part. I mean, there are, but they've been drastically reduced in overall numbers and power level. So normally you're going to see some more mid-tier stuff. Like this is the aggro, and I think mid-range cube more than it is the big rampy. Well, ramp can still be good. The green ramp decks anyways, but less of the control-y and the just go super big plays. I'm going to take Cold Steel Heart here for a second pick, or rather fourth pick. Good 2-drop. Life of Toshiro is honestly pretty good. Unholy Heat, even the nerfed version here. This is the alchemy version. It deals 4 damage when you have Delirium. Still very good. Pool, Shrine, Vivian. A little rampy style here. Okay, well there's one of the very few big top-end cards I was talking about, the Magma Opus. Actually, this pack is kind of insane too. Witch is amazing. Burn Down the House, great. Eldest Reborn, pretty darn solid. Yeah, I mean, this card is just not as good in this format. It sucks to say, but I'm probably supposed to take like Witch or Burn or Eldest Reborn here, but let's see if we can make a slower deck work, even though I know it's not the thing to do in this format. Thief of Sandy, amazing here. I'm debating if I want to take the Rogrin Triumph, though, or one of these 2-mana spells. The thing about a deck like this is that because I'm not going to have too many creatures, any removal that the opponent has is going to be used on, you know, a couple creatures that I have. So I don't think taking the Thief here is actually good. I'm going to take the Triumph since we have the Golos, and just hope to wheel the Field of the Dead. Soul Transfer looks decent here. Pillar of Flame also looks decent here for some early game interaction. I don't think we want Acquisitions Expert. I'll take the cheap removal here, I guess. Primal Command's pretty good. Hollowed Fountain could be alright. Mythos of Aluna. This Mythos also not nearly as good in this version of the cube as the previous, but still a decent card overall. I don't mind taking the Hollowed Fountain here, I guess. We have a lot of white fixing already. I guess if we don't see too many other good black cards, we could just end up in Jeskai instead of Grixis. But yeah, considering we have the Golos, the Field of the Dead is probably the card we want to wield the most out of that pack that I took the Discovery. I'm going to regret passing that Burn Down the House if we don't end up in black. Just not having many good sweepers could be very problematic here. This is our wheel. I guess we can take the Spikefield Hazard as a land/spell. Not very exciting, though. Okay. That worked out splendidly. So, similar to the control decks not being very good in this format, Field of the Dead also doesn't feel very good in this format. But here we are. We have the Golos. We wield the Field of the Dead. Sorry, Brawl's expertise. We do have a plan now, though. Okay, and now that Spikefield Hazard looks a little bit better, doesn't it? Because we can play it out as the cave for an extra land type. This is where the comment section starts complaining. Oh man, this looks like your previous decks from the previous cube. This one's a lot harder. You cannot dominate with that same style of deck in this cube as you could the previous. So, whereas last time it was a free roll, kind of, I mean, if you were watching the previous cube videos, then you'll know how well I was doing with blue-red decks. But this time around, we're going to have to probably claw and scrape our way to, I mean, even a few wins. We'll see, though. This is a good start. Vision, decent here. I don't think we want the magnet. We could take the cast out, I guess. Already have those couple of white sources. Just cyclable removal. This is close, though. I guess I'd rather still have the Slendy Vision because it can dig for, like, our super relevant cards. Let's take the blue-white land here. Oh, actually, no, wait. I guess I don't have a white card still. So maybe we just take the green source for Golos. That makes sense. Otawara is also pretty solid. I guess Inscription of Ruin would also be fine. But more lands that have utility with our Field of the Dead makes sense. I mean, we already have 5 non-basics in pack 1. Well, sorry, 5 non-basics plus 2 DFCs, so can already just turn on the Field of the Dead with the lands that we've taken. And that's not even including any of our basic lands, which still cover that. Polymorphist can buy us time. Okay, pretty good pack 1. There's an Alren's Epiphany. Again, another very, very slow card, but very strong. Plenty of good lands here. Double blue-red lands. Even these Triomes are cards we would consider taking. Or rather, Tri-lands. I guess this one's not a Triome. Scarab God's also insane in this format. It could be that taking the Scarab God's actually better than taking Epiphany. We should wheel one of these lands, so I'm not concerned about taking them early. This feels like it should be Scarab God. Card is just so amazing. And this is also the alchemy version of the Epiphany anyways, so if it's not foretold, you don't even get the birds. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Scarab God here. If this was the old cube, I don't think that would be close. I think I would just take the Epiphany every single time, but like I said, this format doesn't really allow for dirtling as much. Okay, pick 2 of the second pack. We have a Smashing, which is always just solid. Pact Navigation's okay. Trespasser could just be a solid value creature if we wanted to. Mythos, completely reasonable. Archive's okay. Thirst is okay. Again, let's take a utility land. Removal / land's always nice. Pretty good land choices here. We have the Ketria and the Zagoth Triome. So do I want the blue-black with a hint of green, or do I want the red-blue with a hint of green? Looks like red-blue is more of a main. I could take the Dryad of the Elysian Grove here, too. Big score also doesn't seem bad, actually. Fixes, cycles away some uncastables. It's probably supposed to take the Ketria Triome and try to wheel the big score, would be my guess. Hell, maybe we go like 5-color control. Red for removal in the early game. Is that kind of weird? Maybe it is. Steam Vents here. Obviously a good pickup for us. Okay. Sorry, Karn. Supreme Will, perhaps, or Faithless Looting's okay. Spell Pierce also decent. Let's go with the counter / dig, I think. I need to make sure I take enough actual spells. If I spend too much time taking lands, I'm not going to end up with enough playables at the end, you know? So this is 12 playables with 7 lands currently. And we can even shave on some lands, as weird as it feels in a deck like this, because we already have 3 DFCs, assuming I run all of them. But yeah, like I was saying, without the big heavy hitters like they used to have, Golos activation is a lot less useful, you know? Basically, Golos is just a 5-mana Field of the Dead tutor. 5-mana 3/5. Chariot is definitely a card we're splashing for. I mean, honestly, this card just can win on its own, you know? It's a little bit awkward that, I guess if they kill the 2/2, it's not really doing anything, but what other tokens can we copy? Scarab God tokens, but if we have Scarab God active, we're already winning. Could also copy Field of the Dead. I'm guessing I'm probably supposed to take either Deserted Beach or the Fading Hope here. Cheap interaction you can't really go wrong with. And this is looking like baseline Grixis. Baseline Grixis, so blue-red, blue-red. There's a Prosper. I don't know how good that is in this deck, but I guess I'm not taking any of these other cards. That's a 1/4 Death Touch as well. That's probably not awful. Teleportation Circle? I haven't seen a good Flicker deck in this format. Seems like they've kind of gotten rid of a lot of the Flicker game plan. Maybe Obstructionist here. Yeah, Obstructionist is always solid. Alright, did wheel one of the red-blue lands. Perfect. Pass Opt over it. Overgrown Tomb on the wheel. That's extra green fixing that we don't need. Harvester, not good without ways to crew it, which this deck doesn't really have many. Could take Archive, I guess. I don't love the fact that it's colorless, but it's probably good enough here over the Overgrown. I mean, this is a free roll. It's an untapped blue source that can sometimes be green. Yeah, we have a lot of free green sources if we ever find a green card worth splashing for. Alright, we have 1, 2, 3. 3 green sources just chilling already. Insult is not that great in this deck. Valor Stance is okay removal. But I guess Saw It Coming's probably better here. Looting might be playable. Okay, free roll a beach. Well, we definitely have the lands covered. Let's see what we can get in pack 3 to help round us out. Noxious Gearhulk looking pretty good. Blink of an Eye decent. March of Wretched Sorrow not bad. Probably going to take the Gearhulk here. It's another good top end card. Helps us stabilize. Not only with the 5/4 body, but with also the removal and the life gain. That seems nice. Wait, do I have no black source? I have like 2 black sources right now? No, I have no black sources. Wait, what on earth? I'm not taking a single black land. That's pretty awkward. In fact, I have just infinite green and white fixing with nothing to do with it. Yeah, the black is better though. Lier is cute. This is the alchemy version though, so it's only during my turn that this would be useful. I guess I have a fatal push here. Dismiss is okay. Instants and sorcery. We have 11 instants and sorceries right now for Lier. I mean, I'm sure this will wheel. I want the early game interaction. Let's take the push. Hard Evidence, Gataxius. Could even take Coma. Yeah, let's take another top end card. We could probably use one more. Take the Gataxius there. This is going to be a really awkward deck, just because I have no black fixing. I don't know what went wrong here. I'm going to have to run like a lot of basic swamps, which I don't even know if we have room for. 30 cards, 10 of them lands, we're at 20 spells. Do we want to take the Looter, or do we want to take the Disfigure? I guess Looter's okay. Yeah, this is pretty bad, not having any black fixing. What if it's better to just cut black and start running different cards? Like Ojutai's Command here could be playable. Minsk and Boo, really reasonable with all the green fixing I have randomly. I would still probably try to splash for Scarab God, but we could cut like the Languish, which is double black, the Gear Hulk, the Push. I mean, there's just an Abrade here too, which is probably worth taking instead as it's our main color, but man. Okay, Patient Rebuilding's pretty good. Sure. This is Xander's Lounge, finally. Finally, some fixing for us. Happens to be in a pack with Rafine's Tower too, which is awkward, but that's okay. At least we got one Grixis land. Damn, Soon's Intervention here is too. This is so they took out a Sublime Epiphany, and this is kind of the card that they replaced it with. It feels like Deemworthy also solid. But yeah, let's take the Soons. We can splash that with all of our white. Blink of an Eye on the Wheel is also fantastic. I kind of want to splash Mana Tithe too, but this just makes sense to take Blink. Showdown of the Skulls. Oh, you know what? Direfleet Daredevil's always solid. Absence is pretty good as well. Okay, yeah, so we're just going to be Jeskai splashing Scarab God. Probably get the Polymorphist back in. So lands that we don't need. Well, I guess we're still going to run all of the quote-unquote off-color green sources just because we have that Field of the Dead. Puts me at 23 and 11. Okay, so we got 6 basics. And this is still with running the Vision, the Smashing, and the Hazard, so we do actually have a ton of mana sources here. Oh, man, I kind of want to run that, but double green is awkward. Is Tameshi good enough here? Doesn't look like it. Is this good? Probably not. Maybe. Hey, Ojutai's Command Wheeling, though, is nice. We'll play that instead. For sure. Green-white land. We're not going to do that one. Okay. I mean, we have some outs to activating Golos' ability, but odds are it's just a Field of the Dead tutor. Let's see, it's 11. Yeah, so we can go 16 actual lands, and then we'll have the 3 DFCs. And this looks like decent Jeskai splashing Scarab God. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3 white sources currently. We probably don't need more than 4. The intervention might be a little bit awkward, but we'll see. Blue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10 blue sources without a single island. That's fantastic. The only reason we would need to run an island is for an extra basic type, but we might not need to. That's good. Okay. Swamp. I probably want 1 swamp. That gives me 2 black sources in land for Scarab God. Red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. And then that doesn't even count the DFCs. So 1 more should be plenty. I mean, red's our early game. And then... I don't need any forests, do I? Yeah, not a single forest, actually. Without a single forest, we still have 1, 2, 3 green sources for just random activations of Golos. Alright, that's good. In fact, I could actually go up another plains if I wanted to. One, 2, 3, 4. Ah, the Soons is an awkward splash. No, the more I look at it. Maybe OG is better than Soons. This card is really good, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red sources there. Okay, I'm gonna try to go up 1 more plane so that I can get the double white on the Soons. Yeah, this is a bit of a mess, but we'll see if we can get there. Our hope is that we don't run into too many aggro decks, although we do have a lot of early game. I think if you are going to draft this cube, especially best of 1, you want to make sure you have tools against your opponents just having like a 2-drop into a 3-drop into a 4-drop creature. Hopefully this is good enough. If not, oh well, but we give it a shot. Round 1 we go. Round 1. Pretty good looking hand, actually. Nice. Okay. So let's go turn 1 smashing tapped, I think. And then we can hold up Pillar of Flame if they randomly have like a Llanowar Elf or whatever. Hollowed Fountain on turn 2. Having our double white already with the Soons is quite nice. Jwari. Ooh, we drew Field of the Dead. Alright, I guess we're gonna go Field of the Dead here instead. That always enters tapped. We can choose to play the Fountain untapped. Draw. Let's foretell that. Tapped. We definitely don't mind just sitting back. Might need to Faithless Looting next turn to find some land, but... I'm not going to counter that. Okay, let's go ahead and loot. Look for some lands then, since we bricked. Very good. Can discard the Pillar, certainly. You know, I'll discard the Fateful Absence, too. Could also discard the Gitaxias there and keep the Essence. Or Absence. Shark Typhoon. Sure. If they just pass here, I'm gonna cycle the Ojutai's end of turn. Okay, well, once again, look for land. We're still holding up, saw it coming, so no big deal there. Good. All right, this time we'll discard the Gataxius. And the Patient Rebuilding's probably really good versus them, but I think I'm gonna keep all of my instant speed effects. It's fine. It's also fine. Yeah, not surprisingly, they were holding open counter. So because of our Field of the Dead, we really don't need to worry about just doing draw going. Gear Hulk. They have a Supreme Will and a Thirst for Discovery. I could let the Gear Hulk resolve and just Soons it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let the Gear Hulk resolve. Pretty damn tempted to resolve Discover the Formula right now as well, honestly, but... It's funny that we ended up playing versus another control deck first. Alright, so make 2, seek, kill an artifact, gain 3. So they do have free reign right now. I am tapped out, but because there are, again, not as many big, flashy top-end spells, I don't think this is that much of a problem to have tapped out. I don't really care if they just start using removal on my crappy tokens. These are all free anyways. That is a problem, though. That is good to know about. Alright, let's smack. I'm gonna main phase. Okay. Scarab God on Gear Hulk for another counter or something is also pretty nice. We can apply a lot of pressure here. I'm gonna go for Golos first. See if this gets countered. That's fine. Cycle cast out. We do have him on a 2-turn clock. You can just blink that. Go for the blink right now. We don't mind them using a counter there. Still 3 down. Yeah, we should be good to go here. Oh, and with that Supreme Will, I'm feeling very confident. Two, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 mana. So I can play Scarab God out. Oh, you know what? I messed up by not playing the Cold Steel Heart on black. That was my fault. I can play the Scarab God out and still hold up Supreme plus saw it coming. But yeah, whoops. Definitely needed to have played the Heart on black. Alright, they're gonna go for counter draw. That's okay, because they don't draw the approach for the turn anyways. So we still have double counter open here. And remember, the first approach doesn't need to resolve. It's the second approach that does need to resolve. And so with both Supreme Will and Saw It coming, I think we should be pretty safe. Oh, they have a Field of the Dead too. Nice. Alright. That should be game over then. That's fine. We just flash out the Nimble. Alrighty, didn't even need to use any of our counters. That was already lethal by itself. They could block one of the ground creatures, but then with the Nimble plus the other 3 zombies, that was lethal. Okay, our deck would have loved that approach of the Second Sun, but we were able to out-control the other control deck. I'm not worried about those type of matchups. I'm worried about the aggressive matchups, so let's see what happens if we play against like a creature deck. On to the next round, game 2. It's a little bit suspect, but it's good enough to keep. That mountain obviously helps a ton. We're going to lead with Fountain. We're not going to play out Field of the Dead until later. Turn 2 search for his Kanta. That's definitely annoying. Wow, are we seriously playing against another control deck? It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Alright, let's just go Triome Pass. This creature's Planeswalker, yeah. Mill the Hermit, nice. Alright, they're passing. Let's get rid of looting here. I want to cycle Opus. Get a treasure. Yeah, let's do that. Bad draw. Good draw. Okay, let's get rid of Absence now. I guess I'm gonna play Field of the Dead and pass. I don't want to use my treasure to cast Supreme Will. So we can flip the Jonathan Harker next turn potentially too. If I didn't want to play out the Field of the Dead, though, what I could have done is played out the Plains, played out Heart, and then held open both of these if I wanted to use the treasure. Oh, that search for his Kanta is gonna really wreck us. Alright, let's try to counter that. They shocked because they needed the black, so doesn't necessarily mean they have a counter here. Foretell. Okay, so we have an open turn to do whatever we want. So it's probably gonna worth it to do this. Oh yeah, okay, and we can just get a freak Ataxius now. That's gotta be amazing. That has to be amazing versus a control deck. Because now their first instant sorcery or what? Artifact all gets countered. Ah. Notably, if I hadn't hit the Jin Gataxius, we just get to cast Discover the Formula too, which is still very good, but... Alright, I mean... At least we're winning the control matchups. Maybe we can get a free... Not free, but maybe we can get a couple of wins off of control before we start fighting the aggro. Because I'm still concerned our aggro matchup is dubious. On to game 3. That looks okay. Missing white for Ojutai's command, but we're on the play here. Ah, mountain. This could be the time. This could be the time. Yes, it is. Okay. Turn 2 Battlecry Goblin. Another triple, or rather, another white card. Not exactly what we were going for. Gonna just have to start countering stuff here. Oh yeah, that's a snap counter. It's also a goblin too for the Battlecry nonsense. Planes? Not quite. Oh, this is not good. We really need to find a white source here. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Oh. Okay. Now, hold up. Turn 5 Gataxius is a thing. And now when we cast Salundi Vision, we get to copy it. Right? Yeah. Okay. Once again, Gataxius off the top. I guess they can just play a land and attack with both of their goblins, though. And if I block, they can just pump, you know? Pump, rather. And if I don't block, I'm taking way too much damage. Whoa. Do they have a way to deal 5 damage after that? Oh, they're gonna copy it! Oh, crap. Okay. Well, that's spicy. Well, crap. 1 mana short of being able to Magma Opus here. I guess I'm gonna play this out. Well, that's one way to lose. Get your Jin Gataxius copied. What I can do here is I can cycle the Magma Opus and then double Ojutai's command is a possible line. This is obviously really bad for us, though. Yeah, okay, we need a trade. That's good for us. Okay, that's helpful. And now we can just normal Magma cast Opus. Wow, that's pretty good too. So I need to do this main phase, sadly. We need to kill these two. Good, good, good. There's one of our white sources. Beautiful. And they only have one card in their hand, so I'm actually feeling pretty nice right now, because next turn smashing, assuming we don't find a white source for the Soons. Just going to take care of two more of their creatures. Yep, looks like they recognize the combo. Grim Lavamancer plus Soulscar Mage means they can shoot my my elemental token and give it -2/-2. That's fine, though. So activate Castle, I take 6, but then we stabilize very, very quickly. It's a good draw as well. Wow. Fantastic draw, actually, right? Because we can just bounce the token forever. Alright, so let's play out the land. 1, 2, 3. 1 here, 2 here. Get to hold up Ojutai's command. Okay. Do this now before they can get the treasure. Absolutely keep that on top. Alright. Well, we fought against an aggro deck, and that went pretty well for us, even though they did. So, I wonder what happens there if they just don't offer the trade with Jin Gataxias. I guess they didn't have anything there in their hand to copy, so it made sense from their point of view. Because remember, if we both have Jin Gataxias, mine is going to trigger and copy my spell. Theirs is going to counter the first spell, but then I still get a second. So since they didn't have anything to do with their Jin Gataxias, it made sense to trade. I guess I guess that just nets in 0 anyways, but okay, 3-0. Keep it going. Game 4 here. This hand's good enough. Again, no white source, but do have a couple of early interactive spells. We don't even need to play out the hazard as a red source since we have the pathway flip if need be. We'll see what the opponent leads on, though. Yeah, mountain. We're probably going to want to hold the hazard, huh? All right, let's get the tap land down right now. Ah, but they have a slow hand. That's good. Let's see. Right, I'm going to play the mountain this turn, or rather the pathway on red this turn and pass. But there is a chance I want to play out the hazard next turn. Lelia. Yep, that's a easy abrade target. Is there any reason to not just exile their card forever? Probably not, right? There's no zeros. Smashing now, too. With the smashing draw, I'm a little bit tempted to play out the hazard. I guess let's loot here and see what we find. Okay, we did find another red source. I'm going to discard the command and the Soons, I guess. I don't have any red, or rather white, so I think we're going to keep all of our castable spells. Brand's fine. Let's go land pass. We just plan on blinking the Torbran here. That's not great. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna blink the Torbran and then smash these two. That's a good draw. Golos was really nice too, eh? We don't need any more green. Let's get rid of these. Okay. Looks like we're in good shape. That's their best play. We are jumping for joy. We go plains, hold up blue, go grab Field of the Dead, immediately make a 2/2, and that's probably game over. Okay. Well, 2 red decks and 2 victories. I would say that's pretty pretty nice. 2 control, 2 aggro, 4-0. That's as good as we could have hoped for, so. On to game number 5. Let's see here. We have smashing. I'm gonna keep this. Once again, we are looking for white sources. I'm gonna go ahead and play out the smashing turn 1. We can pillar their first play. Yep, definitely gonna pillar that and then play field. So I guess we're hard casting Salundi Vision next turn. Dog. And pass. Oof, that's not good. Alright, let's grab the counter. That might prevent them from casting. Oh, that's good. That's really good. That gives us our white source that we need. So let's go archive into Heart. Oh, do they have Mana Tithe? Oh, Jesus. I was going to say, if they Mana Tithe me. But yeah, another white source next turn would be amazing for Soons. If they attack with the 2 creatures, they also draw a card with Announcement, which could even be better than them making an extra creature. Oh, sure. So they decided to get rid of my 2 mana instead of my white source, which obviously we do not mind that. It's a good draw. Probably need to hazard the dog. I'd rather them get another 1/1 than draw a card now, even though that 1/1's about to turn into a 2/2. Okay. Go ahead and dig. Ooh. Ooh. I mean, I guess Golos is not only a creature, but also a white source. Let's grab the white Triome here. Now, one more land is going to unlock our Field of the Dead as well, assuming it's not another island or... Actually, no, wait. How many more islands and mountains do I even have in the deck? I don't mind this. If they want to use something to kill Golos, that's not an important card. Hopefully it's not Embercleave. This is great. Love that. Okay. That's fine. It's also an enchantment for G's. Yeah, okay. Now I think it's going to be very hard to lose. So let them attack. Then we go this. Oh wait, no. They don't have an artifact to blow up. They're all enchantments. This. Target the wedding out festivity. Turn their creatures into 1/1s. Freaking brutal. Oh, that's right. The Alseid can give protection. Oh, you got me. We're still in good shape here. I don't care about that. Two, 4, 6, 8 mana. Alright, we'll just pass. Go for the Ope play. Sure. I probably can't risk that getting... Wait, why can't I Magma Opus? 2, 4... Oh, I can't Magma Opus. What am I doing? I thought this was my whatever still. Okay, so... Yeah, I guess we're gonna blink of an eye then before it can gain the ability. Keep that. There we go. So they're going to play out the mecha post-combat. We're going to play the planes, get a zombie, and just main phase the magma. That's probably going to be good enough. Alright, GG's. Well, I thought we might have issues with aggro decks, but so far every aggro deck we've played against has kind of just succumbed to our GG plays, GG cards. Just a casual 5-0 start. Let's go! Game 6. Very nice looking hand. Let's see. So we do need to find one more untap land to go turn 2 Heart, turn 3 hold up Ojutai's command. There it is. We've had Field of the Dead in our opening hand. Quite a few games now. Green, white. Okay. Chaos on 1. Oh boy, this could be a problem. This is going to be a huge problem since we're on the draw. Man, I really want to play Archive out here, but I think I need to hold open the Ojutai's command. I can't really afford them. Oh, they forgot to use Mikaeus. I can't really afford them developing out another big threat. We're just passing? Interesting. Okay. Huh. There's no collected company in this. Is there a different flash creature they can have? Oh, that's disgusting. Well, that probably does it for us. Let's go ahead and just cast this in response. I see. And I don't think I have a Wrath in this deck, right? I only have Languish, and that's my sideboard. Yeah, that'll be the game. I don't think there's any chance we can come back from this. I mean, we take 10. Dude, that Rishkar is going off. Good beats. Alright, you got me. Well, that was an absolute beating. So what happens if we're on the play that game? We go turn 2 Heart, they go turn 2 Mikaeus. We get to hold up turn 3 Ojatai's command for Rishkar. And if we have that, honestly, they're not doing anything, so. I guess we just needed to be on the play. Or have drawn one of our early removal spells for Rishkar. Even just a Fading Hope for tempo would have worked out. Yikes. Well, we all know the rules. Be on the play, curve out, don't punt. So we lost rule number 1. We didn't follow rule number 1, and that was a big problem. I won game number 7 here. On the draw again, sadly. We're playing against Yorion. Interesting. Hand is okay. It's a good draw. They're going to be playing a lot of cards to make Yorion work. Huh. Well, I guess we're just going to Jonathan now. We're not ramping to anything with Cold Steel Heart. Ooh, teleportation circle. That's pretty nice with Innkeeper. Cute. Ah, that's interesting. I think I'm just gonna land pass here. If I'd played Heart that turn, we could play the Rebuilding, but since we're on the draw again, I think I need to hold up Absence plus Blink, especially since they have the Circle. They're just returning Yorion to their hand. I'm okay with that. It's not a great Fateful Absence target, but I don't really want them getting extra treasures every single turn, you know? Oh, okay. I'm fine with that. Scarab God. Guess I could have discarded Scarab God too. Let's get another white source here for our Soons. This also means we can flip our Parker next turn. Just gonna keep tempoing a bit here. Actually, I'm gonna keep the Scarab God in my hand in case they destroy the flip side of this. If they have their Pact of Negation, which I think they do, they're going to have to probably counter this and just spend their next turn paying 5. Oh, they didn't. I hope they don't have like a Knight of Autumn. Coma. Okay. That's fine. Alright, so they get their 3/3. Not a bad free spell. We can do 1 a turn with this, right? Yeah. Let's bounce the Coma, see what we draw first. Alright, there's the Pact. Beautiful. As expected, I should say. Land. Archive doesn't do anything here, so I guess we're gonna abrade. Okay, that's fine. Pass. Coma's still a really big issue, obviously. Well, that's good. Ooh, and we hit 2 lands off that. Nice, that's perfect. Oh wait, so we can bounce the Coma. And then Ojitize it on the way back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can tap my stuff though. I guess I actually need to... I don't know, let's Field of the Dead, get a 2/2. Oh, now I can't... Wait. Shoot, now I can't... Oh, that was a mistake. Now I can't bounce and Ojitize. I don't have enough mana. Shoot. Bad mistake there. How do I remedy this? Guess I can just play out the God. I messed up again. This is multiple mistakes made this turn. So I needed to not play the Field of the Dead because I needed an untapped source. And I also should not have played out Scarab God before first killing this 3/3 because now they can tap down the Scarab God for a turn. Slightly awkward there. Okay, but should be okay to remedy this now. Yep. It's fine. So I'm gonna chump, gain 6 life, go down to 11. Mm-hmm. Well, this is gonna be close because of that punt. This is going to be close. Aha! Well, that was a pretty damn good hit. So slight salvation here. So I'm going to activated this turn. All right, so we can still do that on their turn. We can steal their displacer golem or whatever displacer kitten, and then cast Ojutai's command, flicker, polymorphist, eat the Yorion or whatever. Yeah. We're in really good shape. Midnight Clock. Okay. Sea Tower Imprisonment. Okay, so let's get back the kitty cat. And now we can let that resolve. Gain 4 life, draw a card. I guess we'll start off by flickering the polymorphist and eating their Yorion. Yeah, it's probably the safest play. Actually, I have to make sure I don't end up decking myself. So we might Otawara our own Patient Rebuilding back, so that we don't draw as many cards. In fact, we're probably going to need to do that at this point. Take both of those. Okay, let's see. So, how to play this? Let's get a Zombo. Let's play the Archive out. Extra mana, flicker our god. So now we can start flickering our Archive for kind of like infinite mana, in a sense. Let's kill their Innkeeper and a Beast. Flicker the Archive again. Add 2 mana, in essence. And we will pass one more turn. Now that they're tapping out, I'm going to go full on. So let's kill their artifact. Let's kill their enchantment. Flicker our Archive again, can still hold up Otawara to bounce at the end of the turn with rebuilding. Beautiful. Okay. And they're in blue-green. I guess a little bit of black now, but I'm not too concerned about what they can do here. There's no, like, upheaval effect. It's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I guess I have still 10 cards, so probably can just get back the Tovolar's Huntmaster here instead if we want. What they should be doing is scrying lands to the top, but I guess they're shuffling now anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh, they didn't. Okay. In that case, let's just steal their Huntmaster. Oh, and now we can steal their... now we can steal their Platinum Angel and Hullbreaker Horror. I might even be able to kill them this turn, huh? Let's see, how much damage? 2, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 20. Yeah, plenty. All right, pretty sick. That'll do just fine, Chief. That'll do just fine. Looked bad there for a second because I punted pretty badly on that one turn before getting wrecked by the coma, but managed to pull that one off. All right, 6 and 1. One more for all the marbles, or we get 2 losses. Game number 8. Let's go. We're on the play. Our hand is bad. One more land and I could keep this. Alright, you know what? No, I'll give it a shot. We can blink something for 2 mana if we need to buy a little bit of time. Obstructionist cycles. With 1 more land, hopefully finding us some more. Not gonna be a great keep versus a red deck. Okay. Good. Finding the land immediately. Definitely not a bad thing. No plays, I like that. I like that as well. Okay. I might try to flicker... Not flicker, I might try to obstructionist and trade with the Bomat. Let's do that. Obviously they might have a burn spell here. In fact, it's probably likely that they have a burn spell, but if they don't, then the trade here looks good. And even if they do use a burn spell, we can blink of an eye on the Bomat. Sure, that's fine. So we're gonna upkeep this, I think. I could also let them go to attacks, but if I let them go to attacks and say they went like land and had a bunch of burn in their hand, they could sack it in response after going land plus burn spell And see, they might be still doing that here. Okay, they did. All right. They had a lot of garbage in their hand. I'm going to take 2. I'm going to go down to 13. This doesn't look the worst, though. Especially with the land draw there to just immediately slam the patient before they can get too much pressure on the board. This is going to be an important turn, though. Glorybringer or something. Another hasty creature. We might have a problem. Yeah, that's really bad. Fateful Absence doesn't exile either. It's a freaking destroy effect. Fading Hope's nice. Well, I guess Discover is going to be too slow here. Especially since we have Rebuilding online, we should be drawing multiple cards a turn anyways. Presumably. That is a easy counter. It's not good. Mill some lands here. Okay, so we get to draw 2 cards. Alright, so... Any creatures in our graveyard? We have the Obstructionist to block the flyer next turn. They have a lot of... Oh, they have an Inferno of the Star Mounts. Okay. They actually have some decent hits for us to steal too, funny enough. What we don't want to see is them play the Phoenix, land and pump, and then I take 4. I probably lose that. If they just hit me for 2, this... Oh, yeah, that's really bad. It is extremely bad. I almost want to upkeep, but I think we'll just try to draw naturally. Did not find it. So if they draw land, I die next turn. Pretty unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, we're probably dead here. And we're just gonna die to burn anyways. But maybe there's a small chance. Okay. I am at 1. Can't beat much of anything here, so... we have to hope they do have, indeed, nothing. Because we know they don't have a land, otherwise they would have played it for the Phoenix. That's good enough. Good beats. I don't know. There must have been something else I could have done. Although, them just having the Glorybringer also sucked. If I scry the Inferno on upkeep, because they can't Glorybring the Inferno since it's a dragon, so I could do that. Yeah, and just find a white source was our only hope, I think. Okay, 6-2, into the finals. Win or lose, this is it. Hand looks okay. Once again, missing a white source, but we do have a turn 2 Jonathan. Versus another red deck. Let's go! That, Shatter Skull Smashing is gonna have to be clutch. Yep. It's a good draw. Actually, I guess I'm gonna play this out as a land. So I might need to hold up Blink of an Eye here. Ooh, the white source even. Okay. They get a treasure or whatever, a clue. Well, that's also pretty bad for us, isn't it? Oh, there goes Embercleave forever. I guess that's good. So we need to find another white source.
Oh, today's my lucky day.
They blitzed that? They did. Nice. Okay. So we're gonna blink the Chandra at end of turn here. It's not a blue, or sorry, not a white source we were looking for. Sucks, I need to shock myself here. So we go to 6 if they attack. Which maybe they don't. If we get lucky, they just activate. Oh, they are. Alright. Yeah, we're probably dead. It's sushi and an ogre head. Okay. Well, those don't do it. Those don't do it at all. So I need to Supreme Will and find an answer to the big old dragon. Nimble blocks it for a turn. Or I guess what I'm supposed to do is grab the Sot coming for Chandra. Field of the Dead, make a token. Kill the Visionary before it can untap. And just pray. Obviously dead to infinite things here, but not much I can do about that. Yep. That's lethal. So is the Chandra afterwards, so is the Lightning Strike after that. Good beats. Alright, I mean, that's what I was expecting would happen, right? In the first couple of matches, I think we just got kind of lucky versus the first aggro decks, but this is the one thing I don't want to see, that this format just devolves into nothing but these red aggressive decks, which, I mean, how many times did we play against red aggro? 5 or 6, right? So I think we got lucky on the first couple, and then, yeah, ran average on the last few. But like I was saying, these slower control decks are going to have a really hard time in this format, especially because a lot of the removal is 1-for-1 removal, and just given that creatures in Magic these days always have some kind of value attached to them, you know, if you're using a 1-for-1 removal spell on something that draws a card when it enters or deals you damage or whatever, you know, you're going to fall behind in that scenario. So good beats. I'm glad we got to 6. Wish we had converted to the trophy, but that was good enough for me. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed this look at the Arena Cube. We'll be back for some more tomorrow. Peace out.